life, me trial were many. Some of the time them me know say I be a foreigner in the air, you know. So una go say we people do, una go sing it like all me sing it. Here in a feet. Yeah, I be a foreign people there. Me I bring Jamaica from my jersey, so me I sing the Jamaica way. And sometime me foot them get weary. Oh, and it feel like I would stumble. I know them are gonna say so. Me know them are gonna say fall. But sometimes when my problem come in a fall, you know me know. And it feel like I would stumble and drop a grave. Me know myself, but the jail too long and leave me. I wish some people that just feel the presence of God tonight. Some people just shout out and warm up your mouth. I said, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. On the journey to last and lead me. Put up your hand and say, lead me, Jesus. It's the hand that lead me steady. You see, I won't leap away one heap of some millions. Oh, scare. Nothing wrong with that. Put up on hand tonight and say, Jesus, give me grace. That I would make it after all. Can you walk me about and sing? And after just we are man. Just we are man. 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 Holy Ghost, I love you, Jesus. Big one. In this life, we try our way. Really. Some of the time, me Want it. And you say it's time. Get ready to worship Jesus. I am giving you a put up your worship. Jesus Christ is in the air. You love it tonight, the mighty man of God. Somebody big up Jesus.
Yes, indeed. Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Yeah, sometimes you just have to start it like that, eh? Good night night to you, Marilyn Ferguson. Mr. Handsome, good night to you.
Tell them, thank God I crossed home.
Martin, good night to you, bro. Mommy George, good night.
When most of them cross, just stand up and say, Holy cross home.
Yeah, revival time, revival time. My Jamaican friends know exactly what I'm speaking about, yeah?
Put up, yo, let me tell you something. Jesus said when you sing up the praises, the blessing of the pour down. Listen, when we leave our home.
Folks, it's time to get ready. Yeah, you've got to make sure that your name is on the list. So when that roll is called up yonder, you'll be there.
You will be here.
I'm speaking about election day and election roll. Make sure that if your name not on the list, you can't vote.
You have been to.
Once your name is not on the voters list, you cannot vote.
Holy Ghost, I love you, Jesus. You have been to.
When the roll is called up yonder, your name is not on the list, you can't enter.
Thank God I crossed.
Sending this message to all New National Party supporters who may have wandered far from home. It is time to come home. The doors are wide open and awaiting your return. So it is indeed time to come home. That is why the symbol of the New National Party is a house, because it provides safety and security for everyone, yeah? Saying a special good night to all of you joining us on the YouTube, all of you joining us on the Facebook. Patricia and Matthew out there in Canada. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I've been through tribulation, you know. There are many folks who were not able to make it with us tonight, and we keep them in our memories, huh? I was unable to make it to a funeral of a good friend of mine today. And folks, we're going to get into quite a lot tonight. It's already 15 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. And we've got to get into quite a lot tonight. I'm just making sure that my numbers are where I need my numbers to be before I have to delve heavy into some things there. We've got quite a few clips to play. We've got quite a few documents to go over. We've got quite a few discussions to have. Phone calls to make and to take. So it's going to be a jam-packed night tonight. Because we got to find out certain things, and we're going to be dealing with it more extensively a little later in the program. But how is it the government of Grenada sold to the Grenadian people that they settled the issue with the developers, the former developers of Kawana Bay, and that they paid them some 22 million US, and that was the end of it? But it's not the end of it, because now we have confirmation that they have now paid the investors. Now you may say, well, okay, they paid the investors. No, the investors are actually much more than 22 million. The investors are at least 59 million US that they would have had to find and pay these investors. And it may even be more than that. But they've been hiding that. They have been telling us that and so on. Yes, as I said, we're going to get deeper into that a little later on. I have one or two other things I want to discuss before I break out into that particular one because it's gonna be it's gonna be a whopper. I think that's all my friends in St. Vincent that say it's gonna be a whopper. And indeed, I need to say friends and family because I do have family that I don't know where they are, but they're in St. Vincent. So I have to find them one of these days, yeah? Alban Harris, good night to you, my brother. Ranks, good night to you, bro. Yeah, message received, Ranks. Yeah. Thank you so very much, bro. Claude Abraham, good night to you, bro. Good night to all your family members. The lovely Mrs. Watts, a special good night to you. And to you, Mr. Adrian Watts, good night to you as well. Hope that you had a wonderful, wonderful day today, sir. I think the place too cold. I know when you have to go out and them, yeah, I know that one doesn't be easy when the place cold, eh? Zingo! It's been a while, man. I showed the madman. How you doing, bro? Zingo, you had a touch base, you know.
What are you doing?
Folks, get ready. Some of you listening to me and you all not getting ready. Get ready. Get involved, yeah?
I come on the rehearsal, you know. I show no nail pan your gate. You know, Father God, you put me up here. You want to try with me down, but that time you always proud to be black, something now.
You know what I saw today? I saw some messages coming out from the Parliamentary Electoral Office going out to various election day workers. In other words, returning officers and so who work with the Parliamentary Electoral Office. Yeah, they have some messages going out and so asking those people to meetings. So mark my words. Elections are a lot sooner than some people think it is. Yeah? And getting prepared early and it come late, you could never wrong. Because at least you're ready. But you not preparing early and it come early, you could be in problems. Yeah? I know that the party's hierarchy, the party structure is in place. Let it call it, they go find out what God they're serving. But you don't want to give them an inch anyway. Because that inch might end up being a yard and a yard might end up being a mile. So let's not give them an inch anywhere. Every one of you have your responsibility. Every one of us by the end of tonight need to have messaged somebody who we not sure if they have wandered far away from home and it is time to return. Every one of us may know a couple people like that. So by the end of this program tonight, we need to message at least 5 people and tell them, hey, we love you. You know that the New National Party is the true party of the people and for development in Grenada. And we are depending and counting on you to come home to the New National Party. You know those who have wandered, it is time to get them to come home. Yeah? They have spent long enough outside there. It is time to come home. We know the vast majority of you have come home. But does the shepherd leave one sheep out in the pasture? He missing one sheep. He go just say, well, forget that one and go about his business. No. He go in and find it to bring it to the other sheep. And in the same way, when it comes to our brothers and our sisters out there, you don't say, well, I have 5 brothers and 4 of them home, so I don't care if the next one come home. You get worried, you go and you find your brother and you bring him home. It is the same thing when it comes to politics. We cannot leave our supporters out there and say they're former supporters or they vote for the other side the last time. That is nothing. They vote for the other side the last time. They know that they have made a mistake. They know the error of their ways. It's like a child. Sometimes you tell them, don't touch that, don't touch that, don't touch that, and they go and they touch it and it burn their hand. You know what they know now? Don't touch that again. So they went and they voted for the NDC. And they get burned. and they know not to do it again. But some of them, they kind of timid, they kind of shame, they don't know how to come back. So you have to let them know that the doors are open, the gate open, the door open, come home. The time is now. Yeah, not later down the road, the time is now for you to come home. So every one of you listening tonight, make sure that you reach out to 5 people you have not yet reached out to. Yes, during the program, WhatsApp them, message them, call them, let them know the time is now to come home. Yeah, our country is facing a significant crisis in the near future. Look, you have the situation with the fishermen up there in St. John. And I'm home and I'm hearing the situation going on with fishermen in St. John this morning. And when you hear what is going on with them, now they decided, some of the fishermen decided, that they would be protesting the new cost of gasoline. Because you know they have to buy the gas to fuel the vessels to go out. They ain't paddling to go out in the water, you know. They ain't using sail and oar to go out in the deep sea and think to catch the fish they're catching and bring back. So these fishermen, good night to you fishermen in St. John. In fact, fishermen around the nation. I know those in Cali and other places say I lead them out. So around the island, good night to all of you fisher folk. The ones who go out to sea and the ones who sell on land. So yeah, the fishermen in St. John decided that they were going to do a protest. They contacted the media and so on because they were going to do a protest by the jetty because $17 a gallon for the gasoline is a problem for them. That's a problem that they're facing. Remember, we had a similar situation back in the days and measures were put in place to protect the fishermen specifically because they are providing a vital service. So measures were put in place to protect them. Now you have $17 a gallon and nothing is being said to them. So they decided they want to protest. Then they were being threatened by individuals who are the ones that doing the purchasing. Offer them that if you involved in any protest, we're not buying from you. You understand what's going on in this place? So they are not being given the opportunity to do the necessary. They are not being given the opportunity to go ahead and express themselves with their democratic right. They have found themselves in the tenuous situation where if they take their right and they decide they're going and protest, when they go and protest, that is it for them. They're not allowed to sell. The people would not buy their fish. Yeah? And that is totally unfair. It is unfair. They should not be going through that. That is unfair. And we need the administration to at least go to them and say to them, because we could just say, well, don't say nothing on it. Let them and government work that out and let the confusion erupt between them. But you're dealing with people with families here. You're dealing with men who, when they go out to the sea, they're going out there to make a living. They have children and wife and so waiting for them back on land. Mothers and grandfather, everybody waiting for them back on land. So when they come back not just with money to put in their own pocket, but to send the children to school, to buy grandma and grandpa medication, to buy mommy groceries and pay she electricity bill. So when you threaten their livelihood simply because their livelihood is being threatened otherwise and they have decided to stand up against it, it says a lot about you as an individual or organization that would encourage the type of behavior that's taking place in St. John Day right now. It says a lot about you. That you're basically saying, hey, if you go and embarrass my government, I ain't buying nothing from you. But that is what is taking place. So we call on the authorities to put measures in place for the fishermen. And yes, we know it's a fisherwoman too. Put measures in place for them. You cannot expect them to go out there paying $17 for gasoline and coming back in and even getting a lower price than they were getting before for the fish. That is unfair, that is not right, and it has to be addressed. It do right. Yeah? Fix it and fix it soon. That is number one. We coming back with the rest. Treat the fishermen better than that. Well, if I would not know what's going on, I must know what's going on. And folks, I want you all to help a student here. I just saw this one online, and you know, once his children involved, oh God, it always tugs at me. It's a breakfast fundraiser, and it's to help Zuria fight leukemia. That's taking place this Saturday, and it's going to be at the St. David's Police Station from 6 a.m. Yeah, every plate, every sip, every dollar makes a difference. They're going to have a nice breakfast menu: coconut bake, roast bake, fry plantain, saltfish sauce, fish cake, boiled eggs, sausages, sauteed, fried chicken, buffalo wings, garden salad, watch, all kind of thing. Just go and support. Watch a nice child. Watch a nice child now, man. Come, let me help the child. We have to help her fight leukemia. Yeah? And nobody asked me to do this. I just saw it online. And oh gosh, it's a child. It could be any of us. Daughter, granddaughter, sister, niece. It could be any of ours. She could be any of ours. Our stepdaughter, she could be any of ours. So we need to help when we can. So they're having that breakfast fundraiser, and it is taking place, from what I see here, at the St. David's Police Station this Saturday from 6 a.m. And I hope those of you that are on the East Coast or passing through the East Coast make a donation and help. Even if you don't buy anything. But if it's at $2 self, leave it. $1 self, leave it. Busmen, you're passing down that way. Yeah? Whatever it is, leave it and help. Yeah? We have to help each other, especially in times like these. When people are more focused on dreams of the future than the seriousness of the reality of now. We're going to do this and we're going to do that, and meanwhile we have situations like this. Yeah? So we have to do what we can do to help who we can help when we can help. Yeah? When we can help, help. Nice? And I also see here St. Andrew Northwest New National Party group. They have their barbecue luncheon that's taking place this Thursday starting at midday. Tickets cost only $20. They've got fish and chicken on the menu. That's going to be taking place by Lindy Shop in Paradise, St. Andrew. Tickets available from any St. Andrew Northwest NNP executive member. Come out and support. And for more information, you could call 414-5121. 414-5121. That's the St. Andrew Northwest New National Party barbecue luncheon. They're having that this Thursday. And remember, Friday is a holiday. So Thursday, end of month. Thursday, the day before the holiday. So Thursday, they've got the barbecue luncheon taking place there from midday. Tickets only $20. Fish and chicken on sale. That's by Lindy Shop out there in Paradise, St. Andrew. All right, beautiful. All right, folks. And, as I said, I'm going to get into that issue with Kawana in a while. I won't get into it. Yeah, I see my numbers reaching where I need it to reach. So I'll get onto that in a while. But I want to address something else here first. At the Parliament today, several things took place. I will discuss in detail the VAT bill I will discuss as well the cruise ship bill and so on. I will discuss it. But there was an issue that took place on the adjournment where there was an all-out attack on, like I like to call her now, short boss, Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, who as Youth Something does call her short boss. And we are left to wonder why it is so surprising to the other side, to those in government, that people don't trust them. Because they allege that she made a particular statement. They were showing off the fact that they grew some potatoes in Grenada and it's the first time that we've had potato, which is not true. I know people that have grown quote-unquote Irish potatoes in Grenada before. So it is not the first time that it has been grown. Maybe on a commercial level. Maybe it's the first time it's been grown on a commercial level. And I even doubt that as well. But they're boasting that they've done that and it does so much for food security and that they are looking at other crops. And so it's nothing new that they're looking at other crops like onion. Remember the onion and them was supposed to take place since under Uncle Tilly and that sort of thing. So they were boasting about it. Then they said, well, they brought bags of it and they distributed it to each of the government ministers and they also distributed some over to the opposition. And while they were distributing it to the opposition, Honorable Skeeter Peters is alleged to have said something because there's no recording of it. It's them who saying that what she say and they didn't even saying what she say. But I would say it straight here tonight. I don't eating from them. I don't drinking from them. I don't even want them touch me. Let me repeat. I'm not eating from them. I'm not drinking from them. And I don't even want them touch me because I don't trust them. And it is not that anyone is preaching hate here. But there are outstanding issues out there right now that leave a lot to the imagination, that there is no effort, significant, insignificant or otherwise, no effort to come to a final conclusion on. We have heard of the independent autopsy that was done on former Senator Neelan Franklin. We have heard the facts of what was found, not allegations, not hearsay. We have heard the facts about what was found. Yeah? We heard that certain things were found and all of that. So we are going to be very, very careful. Yeah? Very, very careful with who we eat from and who we drink from and who vex. That is their business. I have a right to protect myself. I have a right to protect my body. I have that right. Yeah? And if I decide I don't eat from you, I don't eat from you. Simple as that. If you want to take it personal and vex, you know the reason you're taking it personal and vex. Sometimes it's guilt playing on your conscience. Sometimes it's other factors. We don't know if it's guilt or other factors that playing on your conscience. We don't know. But that is for you and Papa God to work out. You can't vex with me if I tell you I don't eat from you. I'm not. Look, for instance, I've been invited to different activities between 2022 and now. Independence Day. Usually I get an invite to the Independence Day ceremonies at the Grenada National Stadium. As a former parliamentarian, I would get an invite to go to that. I don't go. They would give me an invite sometimes to the Independence Church service. I don't go. They would give me an invite to the opening of Parliament, like when the throne speech is read and thing. I don't go. Because I know how vindictive and evil these people are. I have personal experience with how vindictive, wicked, and evil these people are. Personal experience. You expect me to go and sit down with them and eat and drink? I don't even want them touch me. I don't want no bongs. I don't want no handshake. I don't want no slap on the back. I don't even want them touch me. I'm at that level right now. And who don't want to protect themselves, that is their business. You see, me, I'm protecting myself. I know what I know. So I protecting myself. Who don't want to protect themselves, that is their business. So if Short Boss decides she want to protect herself, she is well within her rights, because there are too much things hanging over the heads of this administration. They don't like to hear it. That's what they don't like to hear. There are too many things hanging over their head. And when you raise it, it's what you're talking about that for. Why let us stop on that? Why are you only talking about that? Well, make us stop talking about it. Complete the investigations. Make information public for what you have found. That is what they need to do. But instead of doing that, they want to attack people. And you have the Prime Minister basically trying to stranglehold the speaker today. Stranglehold the speaker. Hey, you have to make a judgment on this. The speaker did not hear the words uttered. He said so clearly. He could lie and say he heard it, but he said clearly he did not hear what was said. Obviously, it was not said for his ears. Whatever it is that was said. The microphone was off. Because they just be saying all kind of thing on the other side. Why didn't talk about that? When Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell is in the Parliament chamber, and you have these infantile individuals on the other side that throwing water at him. Why you don't sit down there? Why you don't hush him out? Why you don't hush and sit down? And flinging hand at him and so on. When he's making presentations and trying to educate them, because he's been an educator for how many years and he's never left educating people. When he's trying to educate them, or when other members on the New National Party side are making very important points on things, and they're throwing all kind of word with the microphone off. Nobody on the NNP side ever get up and say, well, okay, this person have to take back what they say there. But the moment the one fall in the pot, and it happened to be a potato pot, the moment one fall in the pot, they basically demanding, the Prime Minister demanding, the man who about to lose up in St. Andrew Southeast, the chicken man, demanding at the Speaker of the House that you take action on the Member of Parliament for St. Andrew Northeast. Like if them who send the Member of Parliament for St. Andrew Northeast there. All you there? She put in one cocktail on all you again. Are you only looking for a candidate high and low? And when all you can't find, because nobody want to come and take the licks, all you decide all you sending the same one. And all you're hoping now that if all you work along with that other grouping, that all you might be able to erode her enough to be able to beat her this time. Joke all you're making. Paradise Coco, defend your own. Tivoli, Ahoma, La Poterie, defend your own. Baghdad, Paradise, defend your own. Pearls, who lives among you don't like you. You know it. Who does call police for all you? Who lives among you don't like you. You all know that. So defend who like you. And I know all it does do it, but I'm just saying it for what it's worth. Defend who like you. They feel they come in and take seat up there. They feel it so. They feel seat sharing. The last set of people that I see go play, they played around with potato. And oh, we have some nice potatoes. They locally thing. If you know what happened to them people in the election, the last set, let me show you what happened to the last set of people. The last set of people that went playing with potato and thing, let me show you what happened to the last set of people. This was just around now last year. Some of them around now last year, I think this was.
Where right now the planted study?
What's the weather you eating, Prime Minister?
These are potatoes, Irish potatoes, given to me this morning. 8 of them by Sabi. So I sent them straight up. They're from North Leeward. And Carlos confirmed that they're good Irish potatoes. I don't know if you've ever eaten any of them. But I send these up to be boiled up by the residents, and they send a little sauce with it here.
Carlos, you've tried it?
And Candyman, I'll tell you something. If these can be produced economically, we're onto something here. Certainly nicer than the potato them, the Irish potato them that I get out of from the non-Irish country called America. Carlos, come try, boy.
Come try it, Carlos.
It's really nice.
Isabi, you tried it already?
You ever try when it's up?
Let me just report. Everybody in that cabinet room except the main man with the potato, all of them lose. Every man, Jack and man lose. They thought potato was winning election. Go ahead, share potato.
Soft?
Very nice.
You potato in your skin in your page? What potato bun?
It's really good. Really good.
Let me see.
You say Brewster, try it now.
Anyway, I think all you get the idea. You understand? Yes, I think you all get the idea of what I was referring to there. And I think we have a caller online. I wasn't taking calls yet, but go right ahead, caller. You're live.
Yes, good night, sir. Good night, sir. I like the different way you are taking. No more watching the people. That last 2 minutes was very, very informational because we know what they're doing, and when you stop, let us stop looking at what they're doing and tell the people what we have to do. We know that what they are doing already. Let's wake up the people. We have to go and vote. That's all. I mean, we have 1 year. You know, we cannot crying over spill milk. The water has already gone under the bridge. You know, I mean, they I think, you know, I've been watching other programs. For example, I've been watching Francis Pierre on Target, and your attendance is over 800. Francis Pierre attendance has gone to 149 last night because there is a guy with an egghead and you know, he uses big words. I think when he calls, he has a dictionary in front of him, and I don't think he has any academic background, but they're just tying up the airway. And Francis Pierre has 1 hour, and so from 11:30 yesterday to 12 o'clock, no one could call. There was just argument. So that's their motive: tie up the airway with the jargons, so that nobody gets the point. We don't want to hear about what they're doing anymore. We want to hear about what we have to do. We know that they think you said last night, and you are, I think, unfortunately, you are right. Grenadians have a 3-day memory. What has you done for me lately? So they will give travel work. Well, travel. I'm a old time or I call it travel because it's a day worker. They will give people work now for the last, you know, coming up to election, and people will forget. But, and I heard you say that, but people get afraid. People get afraid to talk because if anybody see them talking to you and so on, that NNP will see. That is, you know, why you are living like this in Grenada, man? Why are people living like this? Why are we afraid to talk? You know, are you there?
Yes, I'm listening to you. Go right ahead, yeah.
Yeah. Why are people afraid? I mean, I know my father growing up. My father was a Gatorite, and he's in the shop with GNP people, and they're talking and laughing and thing, and he boasting. in between check, I'm there right, and then that was it. That's the way Grenada come to now. People afraid of this, the guy, the Alibaba and the 40 thieves. That's what it becomes now. Anyway, good night, sir. That's my piece tonight. Good night.
Alright, no problem. Yes, indeed. And folks, I'm holding on the calls so far. I'm holding on the calls for now. I just took that one as it came through on time, but I'm holding on the calls for now. Because I'm telling you all what is going on here. They feel potato going on with election for them. Play with potato. Them fellas who was eating potato in that cabinet room there, one of them alone happened to scrape through. And if it had 2 more weeks on the election, he and all wasn't scraping through. One alone. Then you have the Prime Minister telling people about having respect and who have respect and who don't have respect.
As members in this house, answer or no answer, it is not proper, based on those standing orders, to impute a proper motive to a member. If it was meant initially to be a jest or some joke, it is a terrible one. And the humble and correct thing to have done was to simply withdraw the statement. If we're going to hide behind whether it's unanswered or not, then the decorum of this house.
But what the Kurma, what else he talking about? These people and them does be cussing Dr. Mitchell, cussing the Honorable Dr. Clarice Modest, cussing Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, cussing Honorable Emlyn Pierre. These people does be throwing word on the other side and cussing people. So what the Kurma, what house he talking about?
Be brought into disrepute, because I could take them and say, what do I want to say? On your feet. And then we go say, well, the mic was not. If that is the approach we are going to take with this house, Mr. Speaker, I'm saying we collectively, forget the politics, we're in the house, we collectively would be responsible for clearly inappropriate behavior.
Oh, inappropriate behavior. Oh, okay. Like calling the leader of His Majesty's opposition mother hen? Huh? Like calling the leader of it. Let me hear.
Difference of views over a procedural matter leads to this kind of storming out. You know, with a mother hen and the 3 chicken hens swallowing in a row. We have to do better than that. You know, with a mother hen and the 3 chicken hens swallowing in a row. You know, with a mother hen and the 3 chicken hens swallowing in a row. You know, with a mother hen and the 3 chicken hens swallowing in a row.
Yeah, that is the same person who talking about using different kind of language and thing that not decent and so to use in parliament. You're hypocrite. Yeah? You are hip. And there's a lot more we could find and play with you with certain statements you have made in the parliament, you know. So don't come like you're some kind of acolyte and you're closer to God. And all of a sudden you have been washed of all sin. Nah. You've been saying all kind of nasty things inside that parliament for quite a while now. Yeah, quite a while now he has been saying all kind of nasty things. I know he coming out like he's some kind of... Anyway, folks, you know what? Let me see if I find a friend of mine. Let me see if I find a friend of mine. Yeah, let me see if I could reach out and touch somebody's hand. You understand? Let me see if I could reach a friend of mine. Yeah. Yeah, I think I found my friend. I wonder if my friend is on the line. Hello, good night.
Good night.
How are you doing, sir?
I am good.
Well, I know that you heard a certain statement in Parliament today and all kind of back and forth taking place regarding that statement. Some people seem to be upset that the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters said that as regards former Senator Nealon Franklin, that up to this point in time, they haven't had any, well, we don't know what's taking place. Nothing seems to be taking place regarding his death. What is your knowledge of that situation, sir?
Well, I was contacted by the family of the former senator. We had several consultations, face to face and otherwise. As a result of that, I can say definitively, as far as my knowledge of the matter goes, there has not been any official inquest into the death of former Senator Franklin.
So wait.
I heard-
Hold on, sir. We out here believe that there's an investigation going on. You're telling us that there's no formal inquest?
No, let me be very clear.
Okay.
As far as I am concerned, the circumstances surrounding the death of Senator Franklin is covered by a piece of legislation in Grenada called the Coroner's Act. It specifies that in certain circumstances, there is a mandatory procedure that has to be followed. So if the Commissioner of Police, if this administration is concerned about the rule of law, I say if, then a certain procedure must be followed. I believe the death of Senator Franklin has happened in circumstances in which the provisions of the Coroner's Act must be invoked. As a result of the consultation with his family, I wrote to the Chief Magistrate, who in law is the coroner for the District of St. George's. I complained to her on behalf of the family that the provisions of the Coroner's Act have not been followed by her, and that could or ought to result in the filing of a criminal charge against the coroner. However, the Coroner's Act says that charge can only be filed by the Director of Public Prosecutions. I do not know who she consulted with. She wrote back to me, and I can play the letter. And she said to me clearly that no police officer reported to her regarding the death of Senator Franklin. Now, let me be very, very clear. Let me tell you what the procedure is in the Coroner's Act. As a matter of fact, Grenadians would recall the death of Oscar Bartholomew the death of Oscar Bartholomew as a result of certain events which allegedly took place at the St. David's police station. It was under the NNP administration, if you remember. It was alleged that certain policemen caused the death of Mr. Bartholomew. And yes.
It was actually under the NDC. That was the last December before election, so it was actually under the NDC. But the case itself proceeded under the NNP, I believe, yeah.
I am not sure of that. Anyway, it may have been. I stand corrected. But what happened is that the DPP proceeded to lay charges against the officers. I challenged the decision of the DPP not to have a coroner's inquest. I succeeded at the High Court. The Attorney General appealed. When it went to the Court of Appeal, the Court of Appeal held that if the DPP wants to lay charges, then the DPP can lay charges. However, that is not in exclusion of the requirements under the Coroner's Act. In other words, both of them can take place at the same time. So the fact of the DPP laying charges, the Court of Appeal held, doesn't stop the magistrate from having the coroner's inquest, which she may have. Now, let me back up and explain what happens. Now, once somebody dies under circumstances that are covered by the Coroner's Act, what the investigating officer must do is to immediately contact the coroner and say whatever information they have on the death. At that point, the coroner must, there's not option, the coroner, once the conditions are met, the coroner must take charge of an inquiry, not the commissioner of police. I repeat, it is the coroner's duty under law to take charge of the situation, and the police must conduct an inquiry under the supervision of the coroner, not the commissioner of police. And there's good reason for that. At the end of the inquiry, then the coroner makes a decision whether a coroner's inquest is required, or whether or not the facts are so plain that no inquest is required. The coroner also has to file a report on that to the Chief Justice, who is the Chief Coroner for the OECS. All these must be, they are mandatory. Shall, must. That's the language of the statute. In this case, you recall what Officer Corwin publicly made a statement with respect to the possibility of charges being laid. I don't know if you recall that, Sheldon.
Yes, I do.
So it means then there is something in it. But I'm quick to make the point. It is not the police to make that call. I repeat, the police ought not to make that call. That is a call for the coroner to make. And if the police fails or refuses to make the report to the coroner, there's a criminal charge available. So I don't know what the DPP did. There's somebody acting as DPP. I don't know where they're getting the instructions from, and I don't want to speculate. But in any event, we have a prime minister who is a lawyer. He understands how to read and interpret law. And I am saying, as Minister of National Security, he ought to step up to the plate and call the Commissioner of Police in and inquire of the Commissioner of Police why no report was made to the coroner of the district in St. George's regarding the untimely passing of Neil Franklin. I make no apologies about that.
So at this stage, what are we to expect regarding that particular case? Because as the MP said in Parliament,
Sheldon, you're asking me to predict the future. I am glad I have an opportunity to speak about it, because the public wouldn't have known that. You need to ask whether or not an autopsy was commissioned by the state of Grenada. And with all of the fanfare, with all of the fanfare which took place around the funeral and state involvement, that is not what is supposed to be done. That's fanfare. That's mama guy, according to Grenadian language. Mm-hmm. Follow the law. Why was not an inquest commissioned by the state of Grenada? As far as I understand, again, if somebody can correct me, I stand corrected. As far as I'm concerned, the autopsy was commissioned, paid for by the family of the deceased. So you spend money because the law says, because he was a senator, he has to get certain contributions. So you do that. But you're not going to inquire into his death. So when Representative Kate Lewis makes a comment, I am saying she has a right to make a comment. She has a right. She's a member of parliament. A member of parliament, the highest body in Grenada, a former member rather, he dies. What has happened to the investigation? You have police officers talking out of turn in public. They ought not to speak on the matter until the coroner looks at the inquiry and makes a determination.
So, as it is right now, the state never authorized, never asked for an autopsy on the former Senator, the Honorable Neelan Franklin.
As far as I am concerned, as far as I've seen the paperwork, there was an autopsy conducted by Dr. Daisley out of Trinidad. He's up here all the time doing these things. I am not aware that the state ever commissioned an autopsy on his body.
I'd like to ask this question now. Did they even request
Shall
that autopsy?
Back up a bit. As a matter of fact, the determination as to whether an autopsy should be carried out on the body is another determination that the coroner would have made if she had been informed by the police. Remember, there is a Minister of National Security who is responsible for national security matters and who gives general directions to the police. You know that? Right. That Minister of National Security is a lawyer and is the Prime Minister. He ought to know the law. This is one person who can't get away by saying, I didn't know. He is a lawyer. And there is a precedent. There is a precedent in the Oscar Bartholomew matter. Let me explain something to you. The only reason why the Court of Appeal stepped in the Oscar Bartholomew matter is to say that they did not want to tie the hands of the DPP. You with me?
Yes.
Because the DPP has constitutional authority to start proceedings, right? I am saying the DPP must start proceedings when he has information. The DPP can't charge if he don't have information, correct?
That's correct.
Somebody has to investigate. Do you understand me? There must be a basis for laying charges. What is the basis for laying charges? An inquiry. Now, I'm saying if somebody dies under conditions which fall under the Coroner's Act, I will say boldly, the DPP cannot charge until an investigation has taken place. Are you with me?
Yes, I am.
And any investigation must take place not under the Commissioner of Police jurisdiction. The Coroner's Act removes the jurisdiction from the Commissioner of Police and puts it under the jurisdiction of the coroner of the district in which the person dies. So the DPP would have no basis at all for charging anybody until an inquiry takes place. And the inquiry cannot take place under the jurisdiction of the Commissioner of Police. The Act is clear on that. There must be an inquiry in which the coroner of the district takes charge, not the Commissioner of Police. We are in a country of laws. So I'm calling on the Minister of National Security to follow the laws of Grenada.
So let me get this clear. Up to this point in time, the government never asked for an autopsy, as far as you know. So they did.
As far as I know, but I'm telling you something else. I'm telling you something else. It may be that no autopsy is required, but it is not the police to decide that. It's not the government to decide that. It is for the coroner to decide that after she has presided over a careful inquiry, Sheldon.
Yeah.
That's the distinction I'm making. Once the conditions of the death are met in keeping with the Coroner's Act, and the Coroner's Act says clearly, if somebody dies under suspicious circumstances, and the police has admitted publicly that the circumstances are suspicious. Didn't the officer say so?
Yes, we
haven't decided yet. Okay. So once that is conceded, then the Commissioner of Police is conceding that they made a big boo-boo. They're quick to use power. They don't understand the power they're using. They did not have the jurisdiction. Former Senator Franklin died in the hospital. And it's clear under suspicious circumstances. And the autopsy report suggests certain things. But I'm saying before you get to the autopsy report, there should have been a careful inquiry. That's what the law says. And I'm talking, Shella, I'm talking from the top of my head. You know, I don't have any document in front of me. I'm just going to talk.
You're a former attorney general, you know. I know you know the law inside out. Huh? So.
Yeah, but the other point, no, I'm saying, the point is that I litigated that in the Oscar Bartholomew matter before I became agent.
Yeah.
So I'm familiar with the provisions.
My goodness.
So that's what's happening.
So that is the stage that this is at now, and you have people out here who are actually waiting to hear outcome of an inquiry or something like that, when actually none was going on, none was taking place. Because the coroner did not carry out the duties that they not should carry out, not can carry out, that they must carry out. They did
according
not
to
carry out
law.
those duties.
And furthermore, the police did not do what they had to do. And the DPP didn't do what he was supposed to do. He had the discretion to pull them up.
And
He did not do it.
there are consequences to not doing what they're supposed to do, as well as you have mentioned, especially
There are
specific to the case of the
consequences.
coroner.
Well, the case of the coroner as well as the police. The police is breaking the law by not reporting to the coroner. That's the point I'm making.
So they are
And the
charges.
coroner,
Go ahead.
and the coroner confirmed in writing to me that the police did not do what they're supposed to do.
No, this.
You getting me now?
This is absolutely worrying. Because I'm a former
Well-
senator too, so I must be worried. I can't eat or drink from these people. I'm
So,
worried.
so when a certain person called me and told me about the bacchanal in Parliament, my answer was that the representative right. And she hasn't said anything wrong. She says she's not sure. I understand. She says she's not sure if she could deport it, if she trusts to deport it, because because our former senator there and nobody heard nothing about it. You understand me? Something to that effect.
And
Why is she wrong?
She's absolutely right, because I'm doing the same. I'm not eating or drinking from them. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So that is the situation. Like I said, if somebody wants to come and say I'm wrong, correct me. My understanding is that it's just as I said. So can I read? I pull it up on my laptop. Can I read from it for you?
Go right ahead, sir.
Coroner's jurisdiction in the case of death. And then the coroner, Section 9 of the Coroner's Act speaks about the inquiry into the cause of death of persons confined, and Section 10 talks about sudden deaths. Right? Is it not true that there was a sudden death in the case of Nilo?
Yes, there was.
Right. So Section 10 of the Coroner's Act says, it shall, hear the words, it shall be the duty of every coroner to inquire into the cause of death, and if necessary to hold an inquest. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In the case of every person found dead within his or her district, this is what happens, isn't that so?
Yes, it does.
B, in the case of every sudden or other death occurring within his district, his or her district, where there is reasonable cause to suspect that such death was occasioned by either accident or violence. Isn't that what the police said? There's
Yes.
cause to suspect?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that so?
Yes, that's what they said.
And look at C. In the case of every sudden or unnatural death occurring within his or her district of which the cause is unknown. Doesn't that cover Nealon's death?
That covers it as well.
Right. Section 2, subsection 2 says, duty of constables and others. Every constable, upon being informed that a person has been found dead, or that such death as aforesaid has taken place, shall at once, right away, that's before inquiry, report it to the coroner of the district, and the person in charge of any public institution or of any estate, and the head of any household in which there shall take place any such death as is specified in 1B or C, shall at once report it to the coroner. Correct? But
Yes.
this thing took place in the hospital. That's my view, right? So it doesn't fall there. No. Here what happens. Upon receiving any such report, the coroner says she didn't get any report, right? As required, or as is required by section 33(2) of the Registration of Births and Death Acts, right? Because they're supposed to report it to the Register of Births and Deaths too. Here what happens. Upon receiving the report, the coroner shall cause the facts and circumstances attending the death reported to be carefully inquired into under his or her direction by the police. Who directing the police? Not the commissioner. It's the coroner who steps in. Once the death takes place under the circumstances specified in section 10, the coroner has to step in. It says the coroner shall. No, under her direction. And the report in writing is to be made to her or him, not to the commissioner of police or the DPP. So if they didn't get a report, how they charging? Tell me, Sheila. So the coroner takes charge. That's what I'm reading straight. Section 11 of the Coroner's Act, Cap 69. Here now, and if, as a result of such inquiry and report, the coroner be of the opinion that the cause of death is not sufficiently apparent, or that there is a reasonable probability of the death having been occasioned by violence, he or she shall. Or if it appears that the death was caused by an accident, he or she may, in his or her own discretion, have the body of the deceased person examined by a medical practitioner. You with me? Whether with or without a post-mortem examination of the body, or analysis of the contents of the stomach and intestine, and such medical practitioner to report to him or her the result of such examination. So the coroner now has the discretion to say, look, I want this person's body to be examined. And then it could happen that there is a post-mortem or not. Now hold on. Section 12. If as a result of such inquiry and report, the coroner is of the opinion that the cause of death is sufficiently apparent and that no further light would be thrown upon the case by an inquest, he or she shall, instead of holding an inquest, immediately draw up his or her report on the case with his or her opinion and reasons for the same, and forward it to the Chief Justice together with the information and report furnished by the police and the medical report, if any.
I think the law is very, very clear here. Very, very clear. And it doesn't leave any wiggle room to say, well, you may. That gives you an option, or you might do it or you might not do it. It says shall. It is very specific throughout sections 10, 11, and 12. It is very specific. They shall.
That's my view. Then section 42, which deals with offenses. Every coroner who refuses or neglects, because that's what I wrote to the chief magistrate and told her she refused or neglected to hold an inquest. And her answer is that they ain't tell her nothing. But she hearing on the news that Neil and Frank is dead. Everybody hear that? Shelline is not so?
I wasn't even in the country and I knew that.
So why she didn't call the commissioner of police and say, hey, what's going on here? Every coroner who refuses or neglects without reasonable cause to hold an inquest or inquiry, which it is her duty or his duty to hold or to perform any duty which he or she is required by this act to perform, shall be guilty of an offense and liable on conviction on indictment. High Court, a fine of $5,000. Further, Section 43, whoever being required by this act to inform a coroner or a registrar or deputy registrar of deaths of any death refuses or neglects to do so as required shall be guilty of an offense and liable on summary conviction to a fine of $1,000.
The law is very clear.
But hold on, here the problem. Section 51, how the offenses are prosecuted. Any person committing an offense under this act may be prosecuted by the coroner in whose court or district the offense was committed, or by the director of public prosecution, or by any person authorized by the DPP.
So this is the point
That's
where
it.
the DPP comes in.
Yes, because the coroner can't lay charge against him or herself. That person for that criminal offense, the police can't charge. You with me?
Yeah.
Is the DPP or the coroner, but the coroner can charge him or herself. The DPP no.
And
So
in
Shellan is very clear.
this case,
That's
we
very
have an
clear.
acting DPP at this time, don't we?
But we had a DPP before and he didn't do anything. And I made noise about it before. It's not the first time I'm commenting about that. It's not the first time. The family were taken a lot. I don't know, maybe they feel they may have to pay too much money for legal action, so they count in their pennies. If you understand my point.
Yeah.
But I had a look at the autopsy, and it suggests something happened. That's all I'm prepared to say at this point.
We leave the rest for any further matter that may come up.
Yes, I am speaking because it is something that has been on my mind, as old people say, on my chest. So when I heard the bold statement by the member of parliament, I couldn't hold it back. She has cause to have concern. And she didn't accuse anybody. She's just saying somebody has died from this august body, and I know what's going on. I don't trust. So if whoever other members of parliament want to take it personally, ask them why have they not done their duty? Why has the Minister of National Security not made sure that there's a thorough investigation? That's the question. Why have they not followed the laws of Grenada? The laws that the same people sitting down in the same house and want to cut off Sister Kate's neck, not following. The Parliament of Grenada passed laws to control how you act in certain situations. Why are they not following the laws? They don't care about the laws, do they?
No, because this is a seriously suspect situation that you have the same Minister of National Security who is not doing his job to ensure that they get to the bottom of this situation, while he is not ensuring that is done. He wants to be upset with a member who simply says, hey, I ain't hearing anything about this thing. I know what happened here. I want to end up in the same situation, so I don't want nothing. I don't want it. And he seems to have a problem with that.
Well, anybody can have a problem in anything.
He spoke twice on it. He has a problem. He spoke twice in Parliament on it.
Listen to me. He could speak 1,000,000 times on it. All of the people on the internet could speak 1,000,000,000 times. I don't care. Because they run them out on me. with the harbor master, and they have to come back and eat crow. Yes. Yes. They had to come back and eat crow. And the young man who I was trying to protect genuinely, you know, now is liable for a set of money to the harbor master people. They appeal the matter and whatever it is, but it's still in court. But I understand at the time that the big boss came down on the coroners and everything else.
Man.
Sheldon, I've been through a lot. All of these people around, I lived through the revolution, right?
A old battle axe.
And I held my head high. The comrades will tell you that. That's all I have to say.
Yes,
So when my time comes, my time comes. But I'm not going to bow to any kind of demigod or people who think that they could do what they want. No way. And people are wondering why I'm not speaking up. I will speak up at the time. Now is my time to speak on that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Now is my time. The family of Neil and Franklin needs justice. The family, I repeat myself, the family of Neil and Franklin deserves justice for the young man. He's a man from my village where I grew up. And all the more I have to raise my voice and talk. He's right from Buseju. I'm from Happy. They need justice. You're not talking about somebody by the road. You're talking about a senator, a former senator. The government are all kind of fanfare for him. Ain't it? In the funeral?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Invest causing that and tell the policemen and them shut up. They have no right to talk anything about this. It's the coroner who's supposed to talk. All they have to do is to report to the coroner and let the coroner take charge. And there's a reason for it. You don't want any kind of covering up. You understand me, Sheldon?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why. Suspicious circumstances. Who knows what connection the police have with the people? You getting the point now?
Yes.
Right.
And we need to know what connection the coroner may have with certain people as well.
Well, I would not go so far, Sheldon, because remember.
I go in far.
No, I'm not going to go behind that. I have respect for the court. I practice before the court.
Mm-hmm.
I am hesitant to suggest that. All I would say is that the coroner failed to act as she could have acted. That's all I'm saying. Because particularly when Officer Cohen comes to the public and intimates that there's a possibility of foul play, the coroner should have acted on that and get involved.
Mm-hmm. They should have.
That's my position. They did not inform you. The coroner should have called on the DPP and say, look, pull up the commissioner of police and find out who neglected to give me a report. All she did is write me a letter and say the police didn't come to her. But she has the act in front of her. Why does she not charge the person? I just read it out to you. Didn't I?
Yes.
The coroner could have laid a charge. Whoever being required by this act to inform a coroner refuses or neglects to do so as required shall be guilty of an offense. Why did the coroner not summon the commissioner of police? Yes, and lay charges against the policeman who didn't report to her? And why didn't the DPP, or why doesn't the DPP take action? So if the family of Neelan want to take it further, I'm ready to go.
Indeed. My brother, I want to thank you so very much for taking the time to explain to us tonight what has been hidden from us, because we're coming up on a year. Huh? It should be,
Yeah.
we should be soon coming up on a year after what has taken place there. And indeed, it seems as though things have gone silent on it until today. So I am very glad that you have informed us, because a lot of folks up here who have another opinion, they thought that, hey, investigations, the police doing investigations, and pretty soon you're going to hear something coming out from it. There was no understanding that government didn't even do an autopsy, much less to have any investigation going on. No coroner's inquest, not even to the coroner's inquest part. We didn't even get there, autopsy or to get to the coroner's inquest part of it. Or the police
Sheldon,
informing
I am
the coroner.
saying,
Nothing like
I am saying a likely crime has been and is being committed by the police. Because they have failed to do what they're supposed to do. That's the point I'm making.
Yes.
And the coroner is aiding and abetting it by not calling them to give an answer. And the DPP is aiding and abetting it by not calling them to give an answer to the public. The family deserves justice and an answer. Particularly for a man who held high office in Grenada. He was a senator, the upper house of parliament, and parliament is the highest institution in the country. That's how you're treating senators?
My goodness.
When he dead already, you have a funeral fanfare, spend money on the funeral. Get to the bottom of the debt. Who is responsible? So Sheldon, I hope if I die in suspicious circumstances, you will use your program to force them to do something, right?
Man, I'm bringing people on the streets, you know me. I'm bringing people on the streets. I'm bringing down a 2 boatload from Carriacou, man.
But hold on now. A song like Sister Kate. You getting the point I'm making now?
Kaji.
A song like Sister Kate. I know what's going on. I take it in front.
No, you have to take it in
Sometimes
front.
it's best to take in front.
You have to take it before it take you. Take in front.
I take it in front. I hush up for long enough. When the time is right, I will talk. And you know I'm free to talk.
And I think one very important thing to remember here is that there's no statute of limitations on murder.
No.
So I hope whoever knows that there's no statute of limitation on that, huh?
But I am saying the coroner needs to get her act in order. I will say that. Not because you get a big post by the administration. That means you have to toe the line. You're supposed to be impartial and apply the law with blindfold. That's what Lady Justice has. So I don't know. I'm reluctant to say the chief magistrate is complicit, but I am shocked that she has not taken action up to this point. And I am saying further to close Sheldon, whatever the police is doing or not doing with respect to Neil and Franklin, that it is contrary to law. I'm repeating, whatever the police is doing or refusing to do is contrary to law. Mr. DPP, you need to take action.
All right. My friend, I'd like to thank you so very much once again for taking time tonight. I know you are a man, you're always reading, you're always getting ready for another case and so on. And to take the time to be on with us tonight to discuss this very important matter and to expose what was being hidden. I want to thank you so very much. I see all the listeners there. I'm seeing the comments there because a lot of folks are shocked that this is what is actually taking place. People who have a different opinion. And I think that has been corrected, course corrected tonight. So let's hope what has to be done.
What I have spoken is not opinion. I've spoken facts.
My goodness. All right, my brother. Thank you so very much. And you do have a wonderful remainder of the night tonight, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Yes, folks. And in case you all don't realize who I was speaking to there, I was speaking to former Attorney General, Mr. Cadgington Hood, who was retained by the family to represent their interests in this particular matter. So you all have heard it from Mr. Hood himself. And remember, when he was Attorney General, you didn't used to hear about Grenada losing case left, right, and center. You didn't used to hear them thing. But Grenada losing case here, there, and all kind of thing. Nah, not with Kaji. But now you have people who dog does bite up people and things. We have a call on the line. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Good night, Camille Teresa Scott. How are you?
Not too bad. Wonderful program, and good night to Mr. Kanye. Good night, sir. Well, you know something, Sheldon? Always, you could testify that I always warn you. Sheldon, don't eat from nobody. Sheldon, don't eat from nobody. I always tell you that. Because, you know something? The one will never rest. He will never rest. And his parents will get justice. They will get justice. Right? They will get justice. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these people in Grenada, they can rest. They cannot rest. It's like it's bothering them. They can't rest. So, what the lady saying in Parliament today, he will stop the Prime Minister. He will stop. Mr. Prime Minister is a lawyer, yes, and Mr. would explain everything for us. So all of them listen to our program tonight. All of them, they tune in. And a lot of them prayed. But they better do what is right, because I have a big case coming up too. I will go to Mr. Wood, because the police, a lot of them taking bribe. Because I know Mr. Scott, it was me, Camille Teresa Scott, that he go in somebody and somebody property and take the belongings. They didn't lock me up, I didn't get bail yet. I didn't get bail yet. And he wants that my neighbors, children, come in my house, they break my place, they take 4 cameras that my son sent for me from the United States to protect my place. And the children bring back, one of the neighbor's son, bring back 3 cameras. The police take 2. And the little boy the mother bring 1 again for me. And the police ain't doing nothing. They want me keep walking. Look at me, 2 foot of soul. I could hardly walk. They don't do nothing. So, Mr. Wood, you have a nice case coming up. And you're going to do that case for me. They do not the wrong things in this country. And you have a group of people that they agree with all the wickedness, all the evilness, what they're doing to people, but all the way. You see that God is serving? He will deal with all you. When you see some people eating in garbage bin, it's not nobody that give them no voodoo or nothing, you know. The deeds. And you have a lot of other cases, Mr. Scott. Even that young man, they go know who killed him. They go talk.
Cammy,
They
there's also the case of there was a man that was found dead at I think was it the second day of the year. There was a man that was found dead in Lansapine.
Yes.
In a house.
Yes.
In a pool of blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
My Gambia, they're not Sister Wendy and them family.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure now with what former Attorney General Cadgington, who has just told us there regarding the Coroner's Act. I'm pretty sure that various aspects of that were not carried out in that instance as well.
And the young man
put there.
The young man they get drunk guy in BBC day. The young guy. Again, nobody. They put a fake man to say, think of a fake man.
I don't know about that part.
I don't know
because I don't know.
Sheldon, Scott, Sheldon.
I protected myself.
We all live in Grenada and we all know what is going on. The reason why again they make them try and take me camera, they plan to come and do me things inside here. But my God bigger than them. My God bigger than them. My God is bigger than whoever want to do wickedness to people. They're very evil. A lot of evilness in this country, and God is going to expose you all one by one. And Mr. Hood speak, And I'm glad it's the only time we go talk. The only time we go talk, let the people know the prosecutor, Mr. Nelson, I think he resigned. And then they had the Jamaican man as the next prosecutor. They're not doing the job. God is going to expose you all. And a lot of you put in tonight. A lot of y'all. I know that. I know that. Wickedness in high places. Wickedness in high places. Grenadians, a lot of us, we don't pray. We're not honest. We have a guy we say, we run to church and we play. We're a good Christian. But we're not praying to the true and living God. Are you praising man? There is somebody that is stronger than man. And I believe. That's why I live alone. I'm not scared by the terror by night. I'm not afraid. My favorite psalm in the Bible is Psalm 91. Psalm 91. And I always talk to you. And if you don't want to listen to me, what you get, you go take shell and don't eat. Don't eat from people. Because they want to kill who? They want to kill me. They want to shut us up. But my God have all the power. Mr. Hood, good night, sir. I will sleep good tonight. Yes, sir. Milan family, justice. Good night, Grenada. Patricia, good night. And Mr. Matthew, good night. Everybody that's living abroad and my children, good night. Sheldon, let me give somebody else out a chance to say something.
All right,
But I am waiting. Yes.
All right, good, thanks.
Good night to everybody.
All right.
The family need justice.
Oops. Yeah, and folks, let me say this. The phone lines are open. You can call 421-7279 and 440-7377. Both of them you've got to call on WhatsApp, of course. Yeah, put the 1473 before if you're outside of Grenada, so you can call. There were two other issues I was going to deal with. I can't deal with those issues tonight again. Not after that call. Yeah? We go deal with Kimpton Kawana, where we now know that the monies have been paid to the investors. The last figure we knew to the 214 investors was 59 million US. We've heard that it's been paid. The government ain't saying anything about that. If it's that or if it's more that was paid to them, we're going to get to that on Thursday. And the VAT on for the streaming services, and so we're going to get to that on Thursday as well. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon. How are you?
I just know how to hear your voice, eh?
Yes, Sheldon, because after listening to Mr. Hood's information, I just see a lot of similarities with Senator Nealon's death and the way it's being treated with my cousin in Lansapine.
So let me ask you a question here. Was a coroner's inquest done in relation to the death of your cousin?
Sheldon, I don't want to give too much information.
Go and check Kaji, yeah? So send your people to Kaji.
The amount of things we're going through right now, the amount of ways we try to reach out to people, everything just, it's the same thing. It's just a duplicate. It's just a duplicate. Nobody is answering. The funny thing is, before I even get the message my cousin was murdered, Mikey Life had homicide in Lansapine. So I wanted to know, how did he get that information? Somebody have to give him. And if they give it to him saying homicide, then why now you saying that he fell and hit his head? But it's okay. Praise and God moves mountains, Sheldon.
Again,
it
same
does.
thing I said to the caller, there's no statute of limitation on murder, my dear. You killed somebody in 1971, you could be jailed for it today.
I can relate to what Nealon's family is going through because
take it easy, nurse. Take it easy, nurse. I understand. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Nurse? Hello? Take it easy, my dear. Take it easy. Take it easy. I hope your son is there. You see what some families are going through when things like this happen, folks. Nurse, let me give you a chance to gather yourself together, all right? Hello? Yeah, let me give you a chance to gather yourself together. We understand the emotion, because I know how close you were to your cousin, and we understand the emotion that you're going through right now. So let's give you the chance. Isadore, go and check on Wendy for me, please. Isadore, go and check on Wendy for me, please. Yeah? All right, my dear. You get yourself together and we'll have that conversation, because I understand what you're going through.
Good night, children.
Good night, my love. All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, there's no way could I continue with that one day. And that's what families are going through. Some of us hear it and we think, well, okay, they're just there. And no, this is the emotion. This is what they're going through. And that is why we need to get to the end of these things. We need to find out specifically what happened, how it happened, why it happened, who is guilty, that sort of thing. Yeah? This government finds itself busy through the court system with all sorts of other things to try and keep themselves in government. But important things like this, the inquiry into what took place to that young man in Lansapine, to ensure that proper procedure is followed stage by stage. Maybe somebody don't want proper procedure followed. In the case of the late Senator Neelan Franklin, maybe there are individuals, I don't even want to say maybe, but I believe there are individuals that do not want proper procedure followed. Isadore, I know you're listening. Check on Wendy. Nice. We've got a call.
Mr. Sheldon Scott, how are you doing, sir?
I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
So let me share with you something. I made a note last night, and I see you didn't mention nothing about it, but I'm going to mention it tonight on air.
You put it, I didn't see it. That's probably why.
I put it up on
in the chat?
Yeah, in the chat.
No,
but anyway.
In the chat, I hardly get the messages these days because of how I'm doing the
right.
program. Yeah, but go ahead.
Right, but literally speaking, with all the stuff that's going on in Grenada today, it's a good thing I'm not in Grenada. Because if I was in Grenada, trust me, I would follow in the footsteps of my cousin Morris Bishop, and I would have started a coup d'etat and placed that damn prime minister under arrest.
Boss,
and take over the damn government.
I can't say that, because you know what's going to happen now. Tomorrow morning, they come in to ask me who is the individual make that statement.
They could come. They can't come to me. They can't come to me in New York. They can't come to me in the United, and he doesn't have a visa in the United States no more.
Well, I don't know for that one. I hear 24. Okay. I hear 24 of them lose their visas. I ain't sure if he's one of them.
Yeah, he got to be one of them. And let him come. I'll put 2 slaps in the face for him myself.
Gosh. We don't asking for violence. We ain't asking for violence. You see, we
ain't asking for violence. We ain't asking for violence, but we gonna tell him the truth.
You like trouble.
I tell him the truth. You know, that guy, the stuff that he's doing there right now, all the stuff, man, I would have waited for him coming in back from Africa, wherever he's going. And as soon as he coming out, I would place him under arrest.
Let's not go down.
And seize the government from him.
Let's not go down that road, because I really don't want no CID coming to ask me no question or special.
Well, they could come anytime they want.
No, for it was by you, by me is a different story, you know.
All right,
my brother. Me papa moi. Because brighter the leader coming. We want to know the number of that individual that make that call. Anyway, no. Let me delete it off the system. I don't know who make the call. Alright? I delete it off the system. So you can't get it. So don't bother to come and check me, because you know it. Alright? Yes indeed. 14734407377 and 14734217279. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah? Those are the numbers. And we're not saying violence. Elections will come. And people will lose. They will lose. That is the reason why you see they're acting the way they're acting in Parliament today, because they're having sleepless nights. It have people tonight. They're hugging the pillow tight, 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 tight. All 3, 4 in the morning, they're still up until sunrise. They can't sleep tonight. With what former Attorney General there has said. They can't sleep tonight. There are several of them. Yeah, they're worried because they know what they have done and what they have not done. Yeah, they know. They know the law is very clear. And they know that in relation to these matters, there's no statute of limitation. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, you could do a murder in 1971 and they find out no, same jail. The only difference is in 1971, they used to hang people. These days, they don't. So there's a procedure that was supposed to be followed. It was not followed. And the main man that was supposed to ensure that the procedure was followed, the main man that was supposed to make sure is the one that was making all the talk in Parliament today, the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, who again, as has been pointed out, is also a lawyer, so he knows the law. He knows and understands the law, so there's no excuse in his instance. See someone saying, no, the Prime Minister have it, he was in Dr. Purcell's funeral. No, my dear. The note from the US Embassy came out after that funeral. Yeah? That funeral was before the US did what they did. So that does not mean that he still has it. If he has it, well, all well and good. If he does not have it, I think the Grenadian people need to know. We do know that the Electoral Office has started reaching out to different electoral officers for election day. We do know that the government went into Parliament today to okay new symbol for election. Because you know, when you have a new symbol, you have to bring it to Parliament. And then you have to gazette it. So they've brought it to Parliament now. So you're seeing every single thing that's telling you, hey, we head into elections. Every single thing that telling you head into elections. And some people still thinking, oh, that ain't coming now, nah? Stay there. Don't pick up the phone and call some of these programs. Not necessarily this program. But players sit down there and picking up the phone and call people calling from all the states and Canada and all over. And some people sit down here living what is going on here and they wouldn't pick up the phone and call and talk about it. Yeah? And then some does want to upset with who picking up the phone and talk about certain things. Can't be upset. I agree with Short Boss. When I say Short Boss, that is Sister Kate. I agree with Short Boss. Let me tell you something. When I was appointed to the Senate in early March of 2013, two people had some serious words with me. Yeah, giving me certain warnings. One of them was Andre Donald. Bright and early the following morning, call me, talk to me. Say, boss, careful with this, careful with that, do this, do that. Second person, Alan Campbell. Boss, do this, do that, careful with this, careful with that. Those two people, bright and early. I do not think that a single week has passed when I ain't passed by Cammy, and Cammy ain't warned me. Don't eat from people. Don't drink from people. Don't play you going all over the place and you're eating, you know. Don't play you going all over the place and you're drinking. Chalana warning you. Be careful. Nearly every single week. Not just now within the last few months and thing, you know. I'm talking about years now. That has been happening. So if somebody refuse your thing, just take your thing and go now. Hey. Why you want to force it on them and guilt trip them into taking it? You feel it, sir? We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Okay, I need some potato.
You need some potato? let me take you back in time. I feel LH Evans have over on I feel where's that street again? Not Melville Street. Now what's the name of that street again? That LH Evans used to be on there? No, that's Melbourne Street is the back street. Oh boy, the name of the street eluding me right now, Lord. Anyway, yeah. Go right ahead, caller.
I was listening to the first caller. He had some good points. Let us concentrate on what we're going to do when we get there. Yes, the other sometimes I put up what I saying or whatever, but you know, we have to concentrate what we're going to do when we get there.
Let me just say though, this program has always been built up around saying what an NNP government would do, yes. What the party is doing in different constituencies, areas, and so on. But it has also been built around exposing the wrongdoing of the present administration. And let me just explain this to you. I've been doing programs like this since 2010. Not once. Let me repeat. Not once have I ever been brought to court to say that I lie on a program.
No, that's.
So therefore, if I come out and I say, well, okay, right now, as is the case, the government has paid the investors of that hotel that they didn't go and fight the case for. And as far as I know, it is into the tens of millions of dollars that they have paid out to these people. And they're trying to hide it. They're trying to keep it quiet. They're trying to hide it from the average Grenadian. And you know, we have some folks here in the media that are young. It's not that they bad mind. It's not that they support NDC. They're young. So they may not know these issues. They may not know of them. And it may take folks like myself and my good friend Linda Straker, who is not doing too well at this time. She needs all of our prayers. But it takes folks like us out there to go and dig up these bits and pieces of information and make sure that the Grenadian people know what is happening. We have a responsibility to let people know what is happening around them. We will speak, as I do in and between, we will speak of what a new National Party government will do.
Yeah.
We'll do that. And especially during the campaign, that is when you have the rolling out of individual manifestos, your national manifesto, your youth manifesto, your constituency manifestos, etc. That is rolled out during the campaign, where folks will be hearing in more detail what a new National Party government will do. For instance, I spoke about the fact that we have to, if you're having problems on the road, common sense will tell you that if you're having problems on the road between St. George and St. Patrick, then it's between two things. You do a new road or you use the sea. So you have a ferry service. That's just common sense. I recognize that the NDC is trying to take up that idea as though it is something new, but I could pull programs from years ago and play it and say, no, I've been the one that is speaking about that from ever since. That you need a ferry service that's going to make sure people don't have to take the vehicle and come down, so you lessen the traffic. You get down faster, smoother, everything. I'm the one that's been saying that for a while. So we know that the NDC has decided they want to grab onto that idea and they want to put it into the manifesto. But everybody know it come off at talking points.
Yeah.
They know that shall learn. You know?
And
so,
shall learn.
Yeah, go ahead.
I listen to Kid Skeeter. Kid, they can get angry with Kid. Kid talking the truth. Shall I look at the case with that Mr. Wood was saying tonight? With Nilan. Nothing yet. Nothing. So they can't vex the kid. The woman talk the truth. She's speaking the truth. She don't want. I don't separate when they're making an issue over that. I see when NNP was in our kid meter was there, and when NNP was there, the Prime Minister stand up and say, more than hen and chicken. So what apology you want?
But here's even worse than this. There was a situation where Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters voted for overwhelmingly on 2 occasions by the people of St. Andrew Northeast, was sitting at her assigned place in the parliament of this country, the highest decision-making body of this country. Some individuals stood or sat behind her, videotaped and snapped her conversation going on a personal device and put it out to the general public. An investigation was promised. We are now on the 28th of April 2026.
And
Not
not
a
to be
word
done.
is being said.
Not a word. So they can investigate.
You expect
I stand with Kate for that. I stand
to
with
trust
Kate.
people?
No, you can't trust them.
No, Kate, because that's
Sheldon,
short
you cannot
boss.
trust
I short boss.
You cannot.
Again, short boss.
Short boss. Clock it.
Yes.
Sheldon, we just have to get the people, make phone calls, get themselves registered, because election will be soon. Every day I say the same thing. Election going to be soon, Sheldon.
Like some people waiting to see they pull out the ballot box and them and go in them.
And I know how
polling stations,
my good friend knows. I know my good friend knows. I know how she feels. Because of she cousin, I know what to be heard or anything too. You know, it goes out for me. I feel she pain. You know. But she had to just stay strong and let God take control and he do his work. One day justice have to prevail, and it will prevail.
Yes, indeed it will.
So you can do what you have to do. Let people know that what is going on in the country, and you do a wonderful job, and you have a blessed night.
Okay,
and
my
they
dear.
cannot stop you. Just clock it.
Yes, indeed. All right, my love. You have a good one. Clock it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, folks. We probably could take one more call. Yeah, we probably could take one more call before we close off for tonight. I think we've had quite a bit of information, and we were able to see and hear directly from the Coroner's Act regarding what the former AG was speaking about. Yeah, we were able to see and hear exactly. We have a call online. Hello, good night. My dear.
Hello, good night.
Oh God, it's been a kind of day. Oh God, girl.
I'm laughing now because earlier on today I couldn't laugh. So I couldn't laugh earlier on today. But I laughing now. I laughing. Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis is not no short boss. Kate is a tall, from tonight, Kate is a tall boss. It is said what the devil meant for bad, for harm, to harm you, God turn it around into good out of it. See what happened in Parliament today because Kate made that statement. But it's a good thing she did it. Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis, stand up and take a bow. It's a good thing she made that statement. If she didn't, we'd have never learn, we'd have never hear what we hear from our children. Never. We'd never hear it. Thank you, Mr. Hood. Thank you. You would have enlightened us.
And the thing
Thank you.
all of us
We-
sit down
we are
there
w-
and we believe now
we
that
are waiting his response.
we believe this thing was taken
We are waiting
place
response.
and that there was investigating Neil thing all the time the people and them doing nothing, you know.
Without a time, we await the response. We await the response. Thank you, Mr. Hood.
But who is going to question them now? Government has post cabinet press briefing tomorrow. And I think any minister could ask
Linda
that
not there.
question.
That oh my Linda not there. Linda not there. The others wouldn't ask a question, they wouldn't say nothing. They wouldn't say nothing. They wouldn't say a word. Let me see who will be brave to step up in the morning.
And
Let us see who will be brave.
As we mentioned Linda again, and I mentioned Linda earlier, I heard a caller this morning on Shaggy speaking about this one and that one. That caller, let me just say this, many of us do things and it's not for the public. And I think I don't even want to go further than that. I'll just say this. Many of us do things and it's not for the public. If you want to do something,
exactly,
get up, go, and do something. But don't come out here accusing people and not. Because many of us do things quietly. And we don't have to go and
Thank you
beat
very
chest
much.
and say that we're doing A, B,
Thank you very
and C.
much.
We do what we have to do. We do it effectively. We do it quietly. And the reason we do have to go out there and beat our chest is because we do it out of love. Not out of some sort of warped we want to do that because we feel we're going to gain some popularity or something from it. We do what
Popularity,
we
yeah.
do out of love. And due to that, we don't have to beat we chest and come and bump we gum on air to say that we have done A, or that we have done B, or that we have done C. You wouldn't get it from me. All you would say is that whatever we do it quietly and with love. I will leave that at that part. But go ahead, caller. You didn't finish what you were saying.
Exactly. Yes, I was saying, Mr. Thanking Mr. Wood, because I guess as much as a lot of people listening to your program, near and far, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Chairman. There's a lot of people listening to that program. A lot of people listening to that program. So now they know exactly what is going on. You have to beat your chest. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. Come on, beat your chest now. He's a liar. We're waiting to hear you. We're waiting. We want to hear you.
Remember, he
I'm a liar.
said
I'm a liar.
when it came to CJs, he said, well, who wants to take him to court? Take him to court. He's a lawyer. Well, they take him to court
yeah.
and they win. And they win. All right.
No.
Just take him to court.
I'm glad, Mr. Hood let them know. Statute of limitation do bar no crime. He's a lawyer, he should know that.
That particular crime has no statute of limitation. Okay.
Then I tell you. And we have crime and we have accessories to it. So now good night.
All right, my dear. Thank you so very much.
Okay.
All right. Yes, indeed, folks. And I think that's where we're going to end for tonight. As I said, it has been, believe me, these last few days have been emotional days for me. You realize it, I haven't been the normal one. I try to break out of it every now and again, but it just comes back on me now and again. So, folks, tomorrow, remember, the NNP Connect is going to be moving over to St. Andrew Southwest. Yes, that's our sister, Amanda Japal, George. That's going to be taking place out there at the Grenville Secondary School. Don't forget that one. That's going to be taking place tomorrow. Out to speak there, Sister Marcia Lisa Francis, Mr. Jelani Glean, Short Boss, Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. She will be there as well. And, of course, political leader of the New National Party, the Honorable Emlyn Pear. All right, so that's going to be taking place at the Grenville Secondary School starting at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow, the 29th of April. Yeah? So those of you who cannot make it, yes, we will be broadcasting via Talking Points. The link usually comes out just as they're starting the live itself. The link comes out. So we will be having it live via Talking Points tomorrow evening. Yeah, if it's one of those that start real early and I realize they're trending to finish by 9, I might actually do a little show from 9. If they finish before 9, once 9 o'clock pass, forget, I ain't doing a show again. Yeah, but if I see it trending, it start on time, it look like it finishing by 9, you're getting a Talking Points tomorrow night. Other than that, we're on with Talking Points. I'm still kind of considering Thursday for Talking Points, and I'll tell you why. Thursday is the birthday of 3 people. Mr. Jason Skeet, Mr. Gregory Bowen, and myself. I usually don't say when my birthday is, but it is Thursday. And I kind of wondering if I want to spend my birthday night on the program or making a local hangout and shake a leg. I can't drink, but I can make a local hangout and shake a leg or something. We go decide on that. And but most likely we will be having the program on Thursday night, yeah? So we look forward to having the show on Thursday night. All right, so I'm letting you all know from early, just in case last minute some of my friends decide they're grabbing me or so. Otherwise, we are having Talking Points on Thursday. Even if I abbreviated version or 1 hour version so I could go out after, we will be having it on Thursday. All right, gifts accepted from now and all. You know, to getting to me, man. Yeah, gifts accepted from now. All right. Folks, that is all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you in everything you say and do. Do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to you. We want to be speaking with you. Definitely, like we had to do tonight. Don't want to be speaking about you. Folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. Do enjoy the rest of your night tonight.